what's your feeling?
Yeah, I have so much feelings, so many feelings. Lots of emotions.
Lots of
with
emotions.
this conference.
Having to juggle this stress with our slight hangover from last night wine, it's challenging.
No, it's not. Of course, we haven't.
Never. I've never been hangover. But okay. Tell me one thing you got from the conference. I thought it can be the last one. It can be something
Just
that
one.
shocked you in one of the beginning talks.
The one that I would choose is that yours is the best, first of all, but the second one is no. There are so many cool projects carried out by cool people. I'm not. You are the best, but it blew my mind. Every single project in every single square of the world. So I think, or at least what I've understood, is that it's so important to get local people involved in our projects. So it's key in every, no matter how complex the project is. But I think it must participate. It must be part of the
Yeah, they have to be part. But this is true. Imagine if this has been a tiny, small conference organized in the last minute.
Not so tiny. It's an international conference.
But I mean,
we've been in Amazonas, we've been in Africa, we've been in Czech Republic, in Spain.
That's what I mean. Like,
Indonesia.
If something we have organized with so little time gathers so many people from everywhere and so many different. Imagine how much more is out there. That's what I was trying to say. I'm not undermining our own efforts and throwing stones to our roofs, but I'm impressed also about the sheer number of projects everywhere. Because that's it. I mean, we started telling people a month ago, and usually for conferences you do it with years in advance. Like next conference will be in 2027. And we did it in the last second, and we got many people from many different countries. So that tells you that, as we were doing before with the sonar, like we can extrapolate and say, wow, there must be so many people working hard all over the world that we don't know about. So this is something to think about too. Like we need more of these conferences, more of these actions. But I think you don't want to organize anymore.
But before we should take a rest.
Yeah, I think
a little siesta or something like that.
Yeah. Now we focus on the wine and have a little break from all these heart attacks.
No, but I think it's worth it.
It was totally worth it. I had a blast. Like usually I will just cry of stress, but I think lately, I don't know, this was the shortest time I had ever to prepare a talk, and I even have had fun. No, I don't know. I don't know how much you were able to understand from my patchy talk, but it was fun to do it even under this pressure.
Yes, that's the best thing I think of this job. The fun.
the fun. Yeah.
Not the fun, but the fun.
The fun thing.
Because the money isn't the best thing of this.
Yeah, absolutely we didn't get into this to get rich, but we have the potential to sleep very well at night. We don't use very much this potential.
Yes.
but we have it.
We get exhausted.
We get exhausted, but there is potential to sleep good. We know, I mean, we are happy with what we do. No? We do things for a good purpose, and that's
we're proud of it.
Yeah. I don't know why we deleted all this map that we prepare here.
Because it was our secret.
It was our secret. We don't want
our master plan.
people to steal our how to organize a conference secret.
Yeah.
So do we have any news from Iñaki? Nothing? You sent? He should send.
No, he's not here.
Not yet. I can. I don't know. How should we do this? I think one way will be to go through the talks maybe and then feel what, comment on what we think about the talk or if it brings up any topics.
So we started in Africa with Iñaki, in Africa and in everywhere. Latin America and everywhere, maybe in the world. It's really explorer. Then we come back to Czech Republic to learn a lot of agricultural birds and the decrease of agricultural birds. Then we learned about the European your Sasliks, the European ground squirrel in Slovakia, I think. Yes, first in Slovakia and then here in Czech Republic.
And that was 2 days ago.
That was 2 days ago. That was last month.
It feels like it was in 1997.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Then we got this amazing project of Indonesia with an eco-friendly cafe in Czech Republic, and yes,
I think there will be more questions.
Yes, of course, there are a lot of questions about that project.
I mean, for people listening now, as you can imagine, the few people that have managed to gather here despite all COVID nightmares and everything, we kept on talking during the lunch and the dinners and after dinners and these projects we have been going through the bad and the good and
the way we can go there.
Yeah, also I'm sorry for people wanting, but we are first.
Sorry, guys.
We have taken our step. I remember it was during lunch yesterday that Alberto and I were fighting to showcase our fit to the project.
And that fight is still alive.
Yes. But also we could sell ourselves as a package, no?
Yes. All right. So then we have people from the IUCN talking some.
Jamie, that was a very interesting talking. Very interesting talk. Very high level thinking.
Yes.
Planning.
Yes. We should take notes of that because we have a very low level of
thinking right now. It's like the conservation pyramid of Maslow. No, you know about this Maslow needs.
A good visual example.
So it's like we are working here like suffering in the trenches, no, like very focused on the animal we are working on or the problem we are trying to solve. And then it's so good that there is someone overseeing what's happening in different projects and then can see patterns or what's working in general, what are the commonalities in errors or in things that work better. I mean, even the title of this our description of this conference was that, no, we want to see the commonalities and gather what works and what doesn't in conservation. So Jamie's talk, it was great, not to know that there is someone looking at everything and trying to find shortcuts and what works. I think is very important. It's like when there is an emergency, an accident or something, and you have to go and help. They always say that there should be one person not helping anyone, just overseeing what's happening, and then not even that person shouldn't even talk to the ambulance. It will be someone else. There has to be someone overseeing how the situation is
coordinating. everything.
Yeah. I think this is really important, but also difficult for my brain.
Because we are the workers. We are the lumberjacks down there.
We are going to continue rambling like this, but if anytime this triggers some comment,
please help us.
Like we also have our limits.
Because this is, and I think we should speak something about this. The show as a part of the conservation project.
Absolutely.
Like we would talk about the power of social media and
the engagement
and so on.
If you want to have the people involved in conservation, you need to get to them. You need to be able to engage them. If not, it's like us talking here by ourselves. We need the people, no? So what? How important? What percentage of the whole thing should be this engagement, this getting to people? And then I don't know. Nowadays we also talk a lot about it. That both Alberto and I do sometimes ridiculous things like getting costumes on and I get as an otter, or I don't know how many costumes you have. Costumes
like this one.
Are you gonna?
No, it doesn't matter because it's this one.
It matters to me.
You have like this one.
Yeah. So Alberto is good. Alberto brought a costume to the Czech Republic. It's not possible. For real.
So how important is to show on? So my talk was about bags. So
this is amazing.
All right.
Get closer.
So please. This is important for conservation, I think, or at least it justifies our behavior. I don't know if it's important already or if it's really important.
I think it gives you leverage. It gives you power because you need people to remember. You need people to then. Oh yeah, I have an anecdote for this. A million years ago, also when I was a kid in the last century, or maybe a bit later, but not much more. I went to a summer camp in the north of Spain, and it was an English summer camp. Thank you, parents, to such a happy.
He's using it now.
No, I mean that a summer camp, and then you have to go study English.
Oh no.
But anyway, I was happy then because one of my teachers there, of English teachers, he was absolutely nuts. He was crazy. It was so much fun you will be sitting in the classroom and he will enter the room like trotting on all fours, for example, everybody laughing. And everybody thought he was crazy. So then 1 year later or something like that, I kept in contact with him. And he was some British guy, but he was living in Madrid at the time. And then we went a group of friends, we went to Madrid and I asked him if we could stay at his place. And I was warning my friends. They didn't know him, and I was warning. I mean, he's super nice, but he's a bit crazy. Like I don't know what will happen. And absolutely, lots of things happen. But the heart of this anecdote is what happened when we entered the house. And he had at the entrance, it was a big mess. But we all noticed that in the coat hanger, he had like a normal coat for winter, and then a gorilla costume. And then we were telling him, like, why do you have a gorilla costume here? Do you use it so often that you need it in your entrance, in the entrance of your house? And then he started telling us, you know, some days when I feel like it, I don the costume, I put it on, and I go out in the streets in Madrid, and I go around, scare people, jump on the car, get in the subway and run around like crazy.
So the day gets better.
And then we were laughing, but you are so crazy, you are so crazy. And then he stared at us like, I'm gonna do it for the audience. Like he was blanking, stared like saying, yes, you know, when I do this and people see me and receive this shock, when they go home in the evening, they don't just turn on the television. They talk to each other at home. They have something to tell their families. And what I'm doing this way is creating a connection, creating a better world, because people then are talking instead of watching TV. And then look, you see?
Yes.
Like yes. Still to this day, it still shocks me that such a crazy person could have such a lucid moment, and he taught me so much. Apart from English.
So fun.
So I think
I'm so fun.
I think okay, so I'm gonna embrace it too.
Yes, please.
So and let's go crazy. Let's engage people in conservation. Let's do it. It has to be. Iñaki's having lunch, so please. So please. It's good that we are crazy, but
yeah, please stop this.
Let's have a serious conversation. No? Kaka,
what do you think?
What's your highlight from the conference? What have you learned? What will you take home with you? Or some anecdote, something that you remember fondly.
No, I mean, there are many, like you already said, that there are many projects with very nice, like novel ideas how to involve people. Like, I don't know, for example, these beehives in Africa, it's like win-win, no? The situation, because on one side you have to protect against the damage, and on the other side it's already the income and
you are even helping the bees.
Yeah.
And the trash, being able to translocate these ideas, because this is something that you can use also now for the bears in Ecuador, exactly. Right?
Yeah.
And then
they don't like this.
I mean, there was what? Not good.
But no, he's that in order to rise.
Important point.
That was to rise the bears' population.
I mean, if you make the bears interested in the beehives, they don't go to the cattle, no? So it's, I mean, thank you, Lucas. Like, you can adapt the ideas, not only translocate them. Yeah, that would be nice. What other examples do we have, or things that we remember fondly?
I have to do a point, but you already said it. It's always important if you do somewhere something, especially this conservation project. The people has to know about it. They have to be involved, and they have to know exactly what you are doing there. And this is always the long things to do, and it's taking a lot of energy, but it's absolutely for 100% it's important. Because if they don't agree with your activities, there will be also the conflict, which can be raised and bigger growing up. And then you will be on the level that will be more like the activist who is doing something, and not even ask or collect some information from local people. So I see it from our experiences that it's taking a long time, and it's even better to start with the local people before you even starting to with your project there. So take time and involve the people, and it has to be always different approach in different countries. But I got some ideas even from this conference, so it's perfect. And yeah, it's always important for me when I see conferences. I was working in different places around the world. and I can try to move it to the places where we work, and some ideas work very well, and I did some from this conference, so that's good.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I think it's like a thriller film with happy ending, all conservation projects, but because we conservationists get in anywhere as the bad character of the film, and then after a lot of amounts of work, the film ends with a happy ending story because people first hate us, and then I don't know why, how, but we managed to become the other side. So we get loved by people, as we said in the different projects. So it's first of all like Sarah's bats, for instance. She was the crazy girl of the bats. Like, please don't get coronavirus in this village. And then it ends like with rampagers in there with don't touch our bats, please. And so it's
changing the perception of
the mindset of people. Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
I think what is important to also stress is that, for the potential students of the biology, you go to study the biology because you love the animals, but be aware that sooner or later you are coming back to the humans again, and you must deal with them.
You have to deal with humans.
Yes. I think I don't know, it's just my idea, it's my opinion, personal opinion, but I think conservationist or biologist or any environmental work is, we ourselves think that we hate people and love animals, and it's the other way. So at the end, at least we are one of the most people that love people. So we love people more even than the rest of the society, I think, because our work is so focused with people, not only with animals, but also with people.
No, I know some guys I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you will wear it on a t-shirt. I hate it.
But we discussed also in the morning that it's very important to be correct what you say to public, and very careful because it can be very tricky. If you say something like you promise them too much, or you somehow change the data, it comes back to you always.
Absolutely.
In future.
Yeah, language is such a weird thing. This is like this fishing and birding. Like it can get so ingrained in your brain what words mean. So it can happen perfectly that you start a project somewhere and then you use the words you have been using as a conservationist or as a scientist thinking about this word, and then you try to use the same when talking to a general audience that maybe is detached from this scientific term, for example, and maybe they get a totally different impression of it. And this happens a lot with ecology. Ecology from a scientific point of view, I mean, it's a science, no? But ecology, if you say it in the street, is I don't know, Greenpeace crazy jumping,
Recycling.
Yeah, or recycling, yes, and all of this. That hence the importance of the outreach of transmitting science. This is important, and this reminds me also, like, not only conservationists and scientists talking directly to people and conveying information, but also among us, the coordination. Because if you remember when Vasek commented that one of the few problems with the next boxes was with Greenpeace, for example, like everybody is trying to do good, but maybe among associations or institutions, we are hindering each other working in different ways. Or what was the other example? Yeah, with shashliks and birds in agricultural landscapes. What you need for a shashlik, like short grass and open like places for them to go around and connect. We have to coordinate now with pushy edges or
pollinators.
Edges for pollinators. So that coordination is really important.
Everything is connected.
Everything is connected. That's a t-shirt model.
And then is the mess of the cables. Everything is connected in a bloody mess.
Yeah. Except your laptop, Nando.
Did you have a nice lunch?
Oh yeah, it was nice. Cocido madrileño.
Well, we have put the microphone in more or less in the middle, but tell us if you need us to move it around.
Okay, okay.
And I mean, we have been just chatting randomly about all the projects and experiences from the conference and ideas in general. But now we are open to any format. I don't know if we could maybe remember some parts of your talk and even start talking about your experience again. Or if you have watched any of the talks these days, if you have some thought that you would like to share, that would be also very nice.
Well, no, I have seen several of them, and I was, I mean, I really like the one about the bushmeat in Africa because it's something related and because it's Africa. And it's a huge problem. It is. It really is a huge problem. It's bigger even in the more forest areas than the savanna areas. But even though it's a big problem, I enjoyed that talk.
Yeah, from that talk, I got also another thought, which is how little use we are to these images, to these shocking images. Like it appears from time to time in the news. You see the rhino without a head or the elephant without a head. But still, what do you think about this sharing what's really happening there? Like really, I guess it's the same as in the news with the wars. Like we don't want to put this because it's children time on TV, so we don't want to show it. But
yes,
it's needed, no?
Yeah, well, I could say that we Western people, we are quite pushy, but I mean here, if they see an animal that is killed by, who knows, a truck or a car, so they just don't look back. They just go and butcher it. So, I mean, people here is very used to that kind of images.
Yeah, and
it's quite common.
Do you think we should get people here used to that too, or at least to show it more?
I think, yeah, I think showing could raise some awareness about the problem, especially with the traffic accidents with animals that are very common everywhere, as well in Europe, of course, with small animals. Here you can see, I mean, in Kenya or Africa, you can see elephants hit by a truck or zebras by a car, a lot of animals. When you travel around, you see a lot of different animals. Even though I have seen animals killed by roadkill animals that I haven't seen in real life, because especially during the night, a lot of animals, different animals come out that are very hard to see. And I've seen them killed in the roads, but not alive. So I think that it will help if we show all this problem to the public, if it is more open, so we realize the size of the problem. And the same with the bushmeat. Bushmeat is a problem that nowadays is very well accepted. I mean, in the sense that the conservationists working in the field, they know it's a big problem. So it's accepted. But I think it's not bad to put those typical pictures of a market in Congo or Gabon or Guinea, where they are selling chimpanzees or gorillas or any kind of duiker or other antelopes. And I think it's good that people are, I mean, I think it works for the awareness of people.
The means justify, no, how is it, the end?
Yeah. the ends justify the means. Could be. I mean, at least, yeah, especially, for example, no, we have a big problem in Spain with the lynx. Many lynx die every year, killed in road traffics. No? Maybe they should put more kill lynx in the media. So we because most people, they don't know that the lynx are getting, I mean, dying in the roads. But as well as they put in these tobacco, cigarettes, they put the smoke kills, and sometimes even a gross picture about a man or a woman killing of lung cancer, something like that. No? Maybe we should put that, like in the roads or something like that. I mean, gross in pictures or images about these killings, and then maybe it work.
Yeah, it's a common thing on the conference too. It's like this, you only care about what you know.
Exactly.
Or nice things.
But not only because you care about what you know, it's something that you just don't know.
You just don't
know. How are you going to care if you don't know? That is a problem.
Yes. Yeah. This, like in 2 weeks, we here in Alca, we have to go and do autopsies of 60 otters that have been mostly killed on the roads.
Oh, wow.
This is something I was thinking about. How, I mean, we should be able to convey this message to say, look what's happening. Like, I mean, it's even, we cannot even do this so much work because so many are dying.
Yeah, it's many. 60 is a lot. So, but I mean, obviously, I guess you will publish a paper about that, but it should be as well published in the media.
Yeah, we should think about how to use it, no, to say it.
Especially when you think about, now the traffic is shown like the carbon negative thing, but many of people don't know that they are killing thousands and thousands of animals, not only the rare ones, but the common ones, insects and everything. So maybe some kind of campaign, leave the car in, probably you won't kill any animal on the way, is also one option.
Yeah, you can talk about the Novemblini Bridge, like what we find there. So many things, so many animals are dead there every time we go. Or like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think what is like here, for example, in economically good countries, yeah, we see, for example, these examples from Africa, how people there kill animals, but we also kill them. And I would say the reason is even worse than in Africa, because they do it to survive, to have at least some money. But we do it because we go on the roads and we just go for a holiday or to enjoy something. And yeah, we don't do it like on purpose, of course, but we do it by cars, not by guns.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, that it has its point as well, obviously, no? You can think that everyone needs to eat every day, and that's why they kill the animals for eating.
Yeah.
But the thing is the bushmeat, and I think I don't remember the name of the guy who did the talk, but he told it, the bushmeat is for high level society. So wow. It's a snob thing. So obviously people in the field, maybe they eat it because the only things they can eat. But for them it's more profitable to just sell it in the cities to the high society. There is an example some years ago where in Paris, in the airport, in the International Charles de Gaulle Airport, they seized a plane with 600 kilograms of bushmeat coming from Central African Republic. And most of that meat was going to go to the Central African embassies, from Gabon embassy, Guinea embassy, Congo embassy. So it was labeled as diplomatic things, but they knew and they seized it. But anyway, it was in just one plane, 600 kilos. So imagine what is arriving every day or every month to Paris or to London. that are very connected with Africa cities. So it's a problem not only because they need to eat, they do, of course, but it's something, it's a business. It's more than just eating. So big problem.
Yeah, actually, we have launched a awareness campaign regarding this issue about illegal trade. It's called Stolen Wildlife. It's mainly about the illegal wildlife trade in Europe, but also there are some articles about the illegal trade worldwide. And we use these, let's say, disturbing pictures from the reality, where we show the slaughtered rhinos and elephants and bushmeat and everything. And we also have photo panels that Lucy created, which use artificial blood. But still, there are some of them are quite disturbing, and many people were like, "Oh no, we don't want to see these pictures showed in zoological gardens and so on." But we think that people need to get somehow, woken up, because they are used to seeing violence every day when you see all the criminal series in TV and the films. But this is just for entertainment, let's say. And we think that it's very much needed to show these real pictures to support conservation and inform about critical, important issues. And also, we have an experience that usually children are not that, affected by these pictures. It's the parents who are disturbed or
interested.
But the children are like, oh, okay, yeah. The
Yeah,
same
for them,
with the animals in the zoo. You show them the videos of how some raptors eat mice, and you can see all the intestines and everything, and children are, wow, what is this? I want to look, I want to even touch or something. But the mothers and fathers are those who are, oh, this is disgusting, how you can even project these and show it to children. They are traumatized, and children are, oh, I want to see, yeah.
Yeah, you are completely right.
Good far, but that's what I mean. That it's quite good to show these real pictures in the name of conservation.
And I think we are seeing a similar trend in very popular documentaries, nature documentaries. Like until not so long ago, David Attenborough was famous for saying, no, we shouldn't talk about bad things in documentaries because it wouldn't have a nice effect. We need to get audience and we need to transmit just nice things and hope. And now, you have seen it in the last documentaries, we are talking much more about the biodiversity decline and climate change and all the problems. Of course, he adds a line of hope at the end always, but this is getting more common. No, we are, as we say in Spain, is you have to give una de cal, una de arena. No, we have to show the bad and the good at the same time.
Of course.
Because you need to show the nice thing about nature, so that people, fall in love with this. And then you can show them that it's not safe, and you have to save it. Because if you show these bad pictures and the issues for the first time, they will be alarmed. But you need to show them that it used to be nice and it used to be great, and then that it's in danger.
Yes.
So that was good to show them. I agree also with that, because they don't realize it. You actually show them with the really terrible and but the reality pictures, they will be shocked and they will start to figure out it. But they should be always also the pictures of nice pictures, because they are shocked too much. They think that if they do anything, it will not change. They have this depressed emotion from that it's the board, we cannot save it anymore.
It's over. It's like when there is some rubbish in a field, the tendency is to keep throwing rubbish there, no? Or this experiment with the windows in a building. Like if it's well preserved, nothing happens. But as soon as there is a broken window, it's a matter of days when all the windows are broken.
Yeah. One broken window is calling for being the others.
There is actually a paper published related with this Attenborough series. I think it's Planet Earth 2, that they focused on how people got awareness on wildlife related with this before and after seeing the series, and they got a result that blew my mind, because the series is about a lot of different wild animals throughout of the world. So they studied the awareness of society. This, I think, just in England, but yeah, it's relatable with every other country, I think. And they found that people got more awareness about animals, not because they were beautiful or rare or in a high level of risk or cuteness or the furry ones or something, but the amount of awareness was related or was correlated with the time, the number of seconds it appeared in the screen. So even the common ones, they were, people looked for it on Wikipedia or tweets about them, or so they found this was higher, this kind of behavior on people with animals that appeared more in the screen than those that were just that. Wow. Just that. So it's like, it's not about telling super impressive stories, but it's about just showing
Screen time.
Just showing it. So you just have to. That's why one of the reasons I am so I don't know. So I have so much care with, or I'm so on social media, because I know this actually works, and it's yeah. So it's the more sparrows you tweet, the more awareness you will get from society. So it's like,
it's good.
Yeah, yes.
You can also like do it with some.
No, we need is both.
Like some insects, which people like, don't like to see or something.
To know them is to love them.
But on the other hand, for example, species like Saula, which are critically endangered and no one has ever seen them in the wild, and we have only like, I don't know, 5 pictures of them maybe from camera traps, it means that they will never be as much, important to people and, conserved as those who are not that critically endangered, but we have a lot of pictures and videos of them.
Yeah, it depends on how much people have seen it or how much knowledge have people about it. So it's
like you can apply PBA to the photos. You can have a population viability analysis just using how many photos you have.
Yeah, so I think it's a very important conservation concept. If we conservationists know this, the more people know something about a species, the more awareness they will get. So it's like not about, it's the eternal issue with pandas and gorillas and so on. They got the fame and the other species. So it's just about showing them, not of course the story matters and the storytelling is important, but it's more, at least for this study, it's more important to just show them in a huge amount of different ways that the status of the species.
If you think about it, this is something that politicians know very well. They even say stupid things so that they are more in the news. They plan it.
It's true,
because it doesn't matter. They just need the screen time. So they, especially, you can see it now with all this right-wing, far right-wing, like extreme right people. You can tell that they don't believe what they are saying, but they say, apart from enraging the society, they do it to get the screen time.
They are winning.
So please tweet more things about Saslich
We have to post more photos.
Yeah.
Also, it happened also with Blue Planet, the other like marine, especially it was marine conservancy. But this one had the effect on the plastic. Like it was the first time plastic was showcased as a problem, and one of the first documentaries that talk about a bad thing, and it had such a huge effect. Like like now, and it also shows this what we have been talking about during the whole conference, that change is actually possible. Like there's a huge momentum, but we know, like with COVID, you can stop everything. If you want, you can stop the emissions. If you want, you can keep everybody at home. So change is possible. You just need the trigger and like a powerful enough push.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's the question where this change is targeted. Because, you know, in the case of plastics, people start to, often start using plastic straws, for example. But this is just a symbol of this anti-plastic fight, because actually the vast majority of plastic waste in the ocean is from the fishing nets, which no one from us can do something about.
But how many times have you seen this item in the TV?
Yeah.
Thousands.
So it's something what is visible.
That's the point. Yeah.
So it's the other, like maybe it's that, no, that the straw is like the tipping point, the Trojan horse, no, to get to the problem. You start talking about the straw, and then you say, you know, people, actually this is a huge problem. This is all that. So we need a lot of Trojan horses.
The bait, the bar hotels bait. Yes. By the way, now that you're here, listen to me.
Exactly.
Listen to me. Yes.
Creating Trojan horses.
But not only horses, no?
Absolutely.
And I have to add again that it should bring some benefits to the people, or to the public, or to the local people. I think this is working very well. Because the education is important, that people are impressed and are really close to that. We show them what's occur in their neighborhood, the animals, and I don't know, some plants. Okay, they'll maybe fall in love. But if we bring them some benefit, something that's actually, let's say, making their life better, so I think that's the best way. Because to be emotional high and to be impressed can disappear really fast. But if we get some benefits that will be really involved, it can actually stay and keep it for more time. So.
Sustainability of the project. Also, not in general sustainability, but on projects that they can be independent of external funding, of subsidies or things like that. Has to be a big thing for well, also a big thing in this conference. Like I just remember the talk about refugium, creating a fund for conservation. There has been there are huge entrepreneurs that I don't know, I follow in social media some cases of huge entrepreneurs and creators of companies that discovered that there was a problem because someone told them, or because they felt it, they saw it, and then they said, okay, I'm gonna apply capitalism to this, and you have to incide in the interest. People will not do anything, people like politicians, like countries, no one will do anything unless you give them the benefit directly. And there are these funds, like the example we have from Prokop, but also there are huge funds now for climate change, created just by people telling the stakeholders that they can put money in this fund and get money. And this is such a shortcut, because if you tell people, look, you can get money using this, or you can get even more money doing something green. And Take both of the monies. No, but this example, like hijacking the system so that you apply to the interest, you are aligning interest, that's what will work in terms of sustainability. So we have to find all these benefits for the locals, but also for the people having the big money out there. If we find, we have to find ideas to align interests more and more.
I think it's a matter of playing the game with the rules that are already there, not creating new rules or long-term rules.
Yeah, we can try to change some rules little by little, but in the meantime, we have to take these shortcuts. And this is, or these Elon Musks of the society. To those, we have to inform them a bit, but we have to push it that way. Okay, any more thoughts, or it's noon now here? Maybe it's our time to go for lunch.
That's the program say. Yeah,
we
are on time, so we are perfect.
So we can do the closing statements. Well, to start with, thank you, Iñaki, for joining for a little bit.
A pleasure.
And for your amazing talk. It was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for inviting me.
And I hope, well, we will keep in touch and maybe plan things. I have to join one of your field trips.
Okay, as you like.
Has to happen.
Perfect.
Thank you, everybody listening in the future, because all these videos we will edit and put it in a nicer way and package them in a nicer way, easy to find, and keep them in YouTube, so you can follow this conference for many years to come, until the next one.
Yes, please. Okay.
Thank you.
And thank you every single person that has attended lively the conference.
Amazing support for us.
And thank you for bearing with us
in our technical problems. We have learned a lot. Thank you for your patience. Okay, well,
so yeah, we can do a collective applause.
Okay, so enjoy your lunch. Good appetit. Bye.